Hey there girls, it's a Wednesday night. I'm just doing a very quick impromptu video as far as taxes. I've gotten a lot of questions about that. I'm hoping to keep this between 5 and 10 minutes, but other than putting this in an email and it taking forever to do that, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make a very simple, quick video of what you need to gather for your taxes, what you need to take to your tax accountant, and just to do some review for that, because this is tax season. And you know, I love this part of the business because we have many tax deductions, but we have to be accurate in what we are filing. We have to be accurate in what we're turning in, what we're showing, and most importantly, we have to have an integrity when we're doing that, to show where our deductions are, to show where our income is, and to show where the deductions are actually going. So I'm just going to kind of give you some lists. One, I would encourage you certainly go to my website, rocksolidaria.com. Password is glorybound. And I believe it's in our new consultant training, class number 4. There's an entire printout. You receive that in training class number 4 of different subject headings that you want to have a figure for when you go to your accountant. Again, I highly stress going to an accountant that is familiar with home-based business, preferably Mary Kay, for sure. It needs to be someone who is accurate themselves, someone who has integrity themselves, someone who you're not confused when you leave the appointment, someone that you're not schooling about Mary Kay. Doesn't mean you don't have a great tax person, doesn't mean they're not a great person, but if you want the optimum tax benefits, you need to really be with the person who's in the here and now. If you have questions about that, I would certainly love to recommend to you our tax accountant. He does my taxes. He does my husband's taxes for Stone Concrete. He was the one that helped us establish everything from ground zero. So I can certainly, if you need that, I can certainly give that to you at a later time as well. But there are many. But you need to ask the right questions. So I'm just going to go through what you want to gather, because you don't want to show up there with receipts looking like a mess, looking kind of crazy. It takes some time to prepare. Smart time to prepare is downtime. It would be evening time in the dark, like when you can't be calling. So this is important things that needs to be done, but you don't want it to take away from your IPAs, which is income producing activities. You don't want to be doing this when you could be facialing or booking. Kind of like the blizzard that we had, I guess, 2 weekends ago. I was like, okay, we need to gather some of our stuff. This is a great time to do taxes. So I'm just going to go through the list with you. If you have questions, you can certainly call me, text me, or whomever your sales director is, you can certainly do that as well, all right? So I just wanted to tell you to take a deep breath. It is intense. It's a time of the year, I've already told my assistant, I said, you know this time of year, it's just intense for Wayne and I, because him being an entrepreneur, owning his own business, me owning my own business, a lot is riding on our records and our tax deductions, a lot. And so it's something that we've learned to keep good record of. And we started, I'm just going to tell you, so where we are now, we didn't start here. We started in a ledger, handwritten little ledger is where we started, filing the receipts in an accordion file. So don't feel like you've got to go get a software program, but you've got to do an Excel spreadsheet, if you want to, okay? But probably not necessary in the beginning as a beauty consultant. But that is how we started and how we did many years. I just had a handheld ledger, and we just literally had that accordion file with different subjects and different titles. And that's what I'm going to go through with you today for the video. All right, so here we go. So first things, like I said, some of this is going to be a repeat from class number 4. Certain things that are tax deduction. Our biggest tax deduction, my personal biggest tax deduction, is mileage. You guys know where I live, El Dorado, woohoo, population 93. So we travel anywhere a lot. We travel 30 minutes to get anywhere. So mileage is a huge part. So being accurate in that, whether there's a mileage app, whether you get one of those little mileage books that you keep in your car, or, I am very simple. When you know me, you know that I try to make things very easy. I just have this little pocket calendar, and I keep it in my car, and I write on the day where I'm going, so I know what my mileage is. And so that is important. Mileage is because when you're delivering product, when you're coming to training class, when you're going to your parties, when you're delivering from your parties, when you're coming to Thursday night training, Tuesday night training, any kind of event, when you drove to January Jumpstart in Rehoboth, just keep good record of that. So if I ever meet you in Starbucks for coffee, which I love doing that mileage is a tax deduction. When you are going there for the purpose of your Mary Kay business, that is tax deduction mileage. And so you just have to be, so with that, we keep the record of what the miles were that day, and then we can also deduct car washes if you in fact are having customers or team members in your car. If you don't, then don't do that. You know, like when we go, we'll be traveling to career conference, you know, next month, I'm going to get the car wash for you guys. You don't want to be sitting back there with a Happy Meal. So just, you have to work out of integrity with that. So mileage is a big one. That is one of my biggest. So if you traveled, if you went somewhere for Christmas, Thanksgiving, hope you had that mileage, and I hope you took your starter kit and facialed somebody, so you'd be able to do that. Okay, so let's start. One thing they're going to ask you is how much you have ordered wholesale from the company. They're going to want to know that. And so where you find that, if you've kept all your receipts from all your orders, you've already got that. That's awesome. So if not, you can find that on Mary Kay InTouch. There's a printout as far as what you've ordered wholesale. So they're going to ask you what you've ordered wholesale from the company. Your Section 2 is a complete tax deduction. They're going to want that total as well. So again, if you've kept all your printouts, it's on that. All your little receipts, I mean, from your boxes that you've received, that Section 2 is in there. Your shipping and handling is a tax deduction. You know, we don't charge for shipping and handling because it gets so gray with trying to split it up. So that shipping and handling is a tax deduction as well. So keeping track of that. Anything you give is a gift. So what I do is I write on my normal customer order ticket, the little pink order ticket, if it's a gift because they're a hostess, or a gift just because I want to give a gift for Valentine's Day or for Christmas, then I fill out an order ticket, a customer order ticket per person. And I write what they receive and I write gift on the top of it. And then you put the wholesale amount. That's the deduction we can do, is the wholesale amount. So did you give any Christmas gifts this Christmas? I hope you did. You know, that's a tax deduction, plus you got it, you know, wholesale. Or anything that you're giving, anything that you give for the basket giveaways that we do, anything, little extras that you give. Anything you give as a gift is a tax deduction. That's considered promotional item. So that's how that labeled is a promotional item. Anything you or your entire household uses is considered advertisement. So anything you wear, keep track of what you are using. How do you do that? You know, I love these. These are our consultant order forms. They have the date on there, so you should have like 4 of these, I'm sorry, because these last quarterly. And so I use these for different things, and so anything you use. So keep this in your bathroom or wherever you do, so that way you know the products that you're wearing, or the shaving cream that your man is wearing, or whatever, your daughter might be wearing something. Keep track of that. All I do is I put a little dash. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I put a little dash beside what, how many of that I'm using or whatever. And then you add up and you write the wholesale amount. So when I meet with my, you know, when you meet, okay, so it's 2016 now. So next year for 17, you will have 4 of these, okay? Because they're every quarter of what I personally, our personal advertisement, me and our household, what we've been using. The other thing that's a tax deduction is anything you use as a demo. So your working counter, girls, so especially when you're a brand new consultant, your working counter, meaning your palette full of your eyeshadows, your lips, your lipstick, your mascara, you know, all your, you know, the 4 levels of skincare that you have, your foundations, anything that you use as your working counter to demo on your customers is a complete tax deduction. So any new products that I have one whole order form. I don't know if you can see what's written on top. It just says demo. So whenever a new product comes out, like the spring line, oh my gosh, notice there's a dash by everything on this spring line, because I take one, and one is always my working counter, because that's how I'm sharing the product. I'm showing it, I'm telling it. It's exactly, that's what we do in the beauty industry. That's why we love going to the counter, because it's there. We touch it, we feel it, we squirt it, especially that Forever Diamonds. Oh my gosh, squirt, 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 squirt. You will love that. And so that's our demo. You always want to have them. The other one that I have is the one that says labeled advertisement. This is what I'm personally using or my household using. So I actually have 2 per quarter. Make sense? 2 of these per quarter is what I have. So at the end, when I go to the I need to have a final number of the wholesale for the entire year. These are big because we demo our products. So some of you, depending on the size of your first initial order and the product that you came in with, your entire first order may be your demo. It may be your working counter. It very well may be, depending on what you did. So that's how we keep track of that. All right. Some other things I'll just kind of read across. I'm looking anything that any kind of event registration, like when you register for January Jumpstart. We're registering right now for Career Conference in March. So whether it's $25, whether it's $75, whether it's whatever, that registration fee is a tax deduction. So there's an event registration is a tax deduction. There's a whole separate icon, a whole separate category under travel. You see, travel expenses are deducted different than home expenses, meaning When I eat, when I travel for Mary Kay, so January Jumpstart, we went out to lunch. You know, I treated you guys for lunch. That was an entire tax deduction for me because we were eating there because we were there for Mary Kay. I meet you guys for Starbucks. I had a cup of coffee this morning with a brand new consultant, and I kept that receipt, that little $3 receipt. It adds up. When I'm working Mary Kay business and there's food involved and I'm home, it's just under food. When I'm traveling away, it's called travel food. Travel food is different than home food. I don't know why, it just is. So when our tax accountant said you got to keep your travel expenses separate from your home expenses. So underneath travel, I have categories such as food, registration, if there's a hotel, miscellaneous. So if we get a rental car or things like that, it's just different for where you go. We just came back from California. That's pretty exciting. Anything we ate, anything we paid for was a complete tax deduction and like a mini vacation all at the same time. And so, but just know, so when we go places, whether it's January Jumpstart, career conference, seminar, that would be travel food because we're away. If you and I are just at Panera in Salisbury, Maryland, then that's just under basic food. And so you have to use integrity. We're there because we're talking about Mary Kay. Yeah, we're going to talk about other things, but we are there with the number one, we're meeting about Mary Kay. All right, so that's some things with that. Let's say travel, your cell phone, any kind of monthly bills. So cell phone bill, your accountant's going to ask you the percentage of how much of that is Mary Kay. Again, this is where you use your integrity. Is 50% of your phone usage with Mary Kay? 75%, 30%, it's only that you could answer with that. Internet, keep track of your home-based bills. They're going to ask you for the square footage of wherever you're working your Mary Kay business, in your office or what you may call your studio, whatever room or wherever, where all that is, where your facial is going on, where your product is kept, your computer, it is your office. They're going to ask you for that, the dimensions of that room, because then a percentage of your mortgage interest, a percentage of your electric bill, home bills that would affect your business. You need a new roof. A part of that is a tax deduction because you need a roof for your business. You know, I tease, we got a new refrigerator this year. I can't deduct that as much as I would like to. It's just a little too gray. Not even willing to go there. I could say, well, I serve them cold drinks when they come. Not even willing to go there where it's gray. So keep track of those certain things. Plumbing, you know, when your trash bill, things like that, that would affect your business. If you are paying someone to babysit for you while you're away doing Mary Kay, that's a tax deduction. So when we travel and we went to California, Wayne and I, we had to pay some sitters. You know, we don't have that big family to pull from, so we pay sitters when we go somewhere to come here and spend the night. So that's a tax deduction, whether you pay them cash or if you're paying a Mary Kay. If you pay a friend or a daughter or niece to come and enter your PCP in and enter your customers in, maybe you pay them cash or maybe you pay them in Mary Kay. That's a complete tax deduction when you do that. So the household bills, I keep them separate. Any kind of computer, you know, internet service, obviously, but if you got a computer guy come out, you purchase a new computer, you purchase a new cell phone, you're using that, it's part of a business expense. You just need to be accurate in keeping those receipts. Any kind of sale you do. So let's say you do a 20% off sale at, you know, my Christmas open house is one time I do a 20% off sale for everyone who comes. So I write on the bottom of the ticket what the 20% is, so it might be $5. Then I highlight that, because that is a tax deduction for me. So any kind of sale that you do, the wholesale is what we keep track of. So, you know, anything, of course, tax deductions that you're giving, if you're giving to the Mary Kay Ash Foundation, your tithe, anything that you're giving from your personal and even in your Mary Kay, that is, of course, all a tax deduction. So I hope this has helped a little bit. Don't worry. Your second year, your third year, your systems get stronger and stronger and stronger. I just wanted to give you just a few things to just give you some ease and let you develop into the entrepreneur that you are.